Mommy shark do do do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark do 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 do, mommy shark. Daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark do 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 do, daddy shark. Grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark do 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 do, grandma shark. Grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark do 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 do, grandpa shark. All the sharks do do, all the sharks do do, all the sharks do do, go go chomp chomp. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crazy Pro-Wrasslin. Welcome back to another episode of Rants and Reviews, where if you do not know what it's about, it's where I take a certain pro wrestling topic and I turn it into either a rant or a review. Sometimes I even combined the two. If you have not seen any of my other episodes already, I encourage you to do so. There will be a link right at the end of the video, so do not miss out. But keep on watching this video so long, because this is a very, very special one, because ahead of Smackdown 1000, that's right, I say it again, Smackdown 1000, that being the 1000th episode of Smackdown Live. Ahead of that, we are going to be looking at the Mount Rushmore of Smackdown history. That being those superstars who made Smackdown Live what it is today. And so to start off with, well actually, before we get into Mount Rushmore of Smackdown Live, there has to be special mentions, because as I said, there's so many superstars that could have made it. So first off, special mention to Smackdown Live #1 ring announcer, Funaki! I just kind of think Funaki kind of helped in a sense, you know, when you think of SmackDown, you do kind of think of Funaki a bit, so Funaki is definitely their special mention. John Cena, I feel like if John Cena did not become the franchise, did not become the face that runs the place on Monday Night Raw, John Cena would have taken SmackDown Live to new heights, and he actually did that a bit just in his short stay on SmackDown. So I think John Cena's definitely a top contender there. John Cena, in my opinion, his brand is Smackdown Live. And then one last one would probably be, well, the superstar who just jumps out of the sky, R.E.Y. Mysterio. That is right, Rey himself, Rey Mysterio, because he was the ultimate Lil Man. He was the biggest Lil Man in WWE, and he always had the heart, he always had the passion, and he bled blue on SmackDown Live. And I think a lot of people really encapsulate, when they think of SmackDown, they really think of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is definitely in the top there of people who they think. As a matter of fact, you know what? Rey was so up there, it was so close. I was so close to putting Rey on the Mount Rushmore, that actually, do you know what, let's put him there. Let's just put him at the, kind of in the middle there, just, you know, on the mountain, not on one of the faces, but just kind of, you know, just peeking out, because that's how close he came to being on the Mount Rushmore. So Rey will get a special spot there. And if I've missed out on any special mentions that you think that should have been there, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate that. But with that being said, I've kept you waiting long enough. Let's take you to who I think is the Mount Rushmore of SmackDown Live. First up is the superstar who ultimately, if it wasn't for him, SmackDown probably wouldn't even be a thing. I am talking about the jabroni, the pie-eating, the people's champ, and I've stuffed this catchphrase up all the way, and I can just shove it up my candy. I am talking about the most electrifying athlete on all of sports entertainment, The Rock. You may know him as Dwayne John Cena, and the reason being that if he was not laying out the Smackdown, then Smackdown would not have even come about. Fun fact, Smackdown, I believe, was originally supposed to be a pay-per-view, and then somewhere along the line they decided, hey, let's make it another brand. And so that was really cool, that the creator ultimately of Smackdown is first on the list, the first head to go up on that mountain. And now second up, number 2 is none other than the rated R superstar Edge. And you may be thinking, but hey, but why would Edge be above Rey Mysterio? And it's quite simple. Edge was the most sadistic SOB around, and I believe that Edge, I think Edge was more in his prime, and as a single superstar, he really shone on SmackDown Live, and ultimately, I'm going to be putting it out there, he is the greatest heel to ever step foot in SmackDown Live, because no matter where he was, no matter what day of the week it was, when he came on SmackDown, he made sure that he was the most hated superstar in the arena. He hit every underhanded tactic he could, and ultimately though, it was those underhanded tactics that ultimately made people want to tune into SmackDown and see, hey, what is this SOB going to be doing next? Is he going to get some comeuppance? So Edge, you deserve to get your face plastered right there on Mount Rushmore. So number 3, we are going through this as quick as possible, folks. And I was really struggling to think about what order to list these last 2 in. But number 3, I think, has to go to the dead man, the Undertaker. Because ultimately, I think the Undertaker's brand is SmackDown Live. He's been ultimately on all shows throughout his career. His career expands over 30, 40 years. And that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. But I think if you had to ask a fan what show they most remember the Undertaker being on, that would be SmackDown Live, because the Undertaker really fought his way through SmackDown. He was the ultimate phenom of SmackDown Live, and he created an aura about SmackDown that just cannot be explained. He was just, people wanted to see the dead man. People wanted the Undertaker to just encapsulate them with the story, because they knew he would. They knew he would not let anybody down, and he didn't even have to be involved in a title picture. It didn't matter what storyline he was involved in. He would give it his absolute all, and that is why the Undertaker is on Mount Rushmore of SmackDown. And last but not least, I have to give this to a superstar that I don't believe a single bad word was ever said about him backstage. A superstar that anybody could just get along with, because he was just that good of a guy, just that good of a superstar. Everybody would have wanted to work with him. And he brought a certain heat to SmackDown, and as a matter of fact, he was probably the only good guy that could actually get away with lying, cheating, and stealing his way to victory and ultimately to our hearts. That being Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. Eddie is a superstar that would have given it his absolute all, and he did throughout his entire career. He could make you love him, he could make you hate him, but even when you hated him, you still loved the guy, because he would make you laugh just in a switch. He could grab your attention just like that. And that is why I say Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero died too soon. He is number one in my books on SmackDown Live, and that's why I struggled so hard to decide whether to kind of put Undertaker or Eddie Guerrero as number one. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, Eddie Guerrero is the man. He is the ultimate SmackDown superstar, and I think leading into SmackDown 1000, he is going to be absolutely remembered. He is going to be memorialized for absolute sure. And he is the ultimate SmackDown legend. And folks, with that being said, I think that's all I have for you today. That has been my SmackDown Live Mount Rushmore. Do you agree with it? Do you agree with the order I presented it in? Were there other superstars that may have been more deserving of being on the SmackDown Mount Rushmore? You tell me in the comments. Let me know your exact thoughts. I'm excited to hear about it. But folks, I hope you've enjoyed it. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you do not miss a single episode. And folks, I will see you next time.